Study Island combines rigorous content that is highly customized to specific state standards in math, reading, writing, science, and social studies, with interactive features and games that engage students and reinforce and reward learning achievement. Study Island's programs enable educators to track student performance in real time to address individual student learning gaps while allowing administrators to monitor student progress and measure teacher effectiveness. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go over the basic features of Study Island in addition to first showing you how to sign in to the program. So you would go to studyisland.com and click the login button. Typically, logon information is your last name at Radnor, and then your password is your last name. Usernames and passwords are not case sensitive, but they do get a little tricky, especially if you have a relative in the district or someone else who shares the same last name as you. You'd want to check with Mrs. Meisner, the reading specialist / literacy coach at the high school, to determine your username and password if you have any questions or concerns. So once you log in, this is your home screen. Across the top is your navigation bar. It's highlighted in black. And the same navigation bar goes down on the left-hand side of your page. And this is, what the home screen looks like. Here you can change your avatar, so you're allowed to change your picture. You can access a writing portfolio, a message center, your classes, high scores, your attributes. To log out, you would click here or up here on the right-hand side. I'm going to click into Language Arts, and you see currently we are on a free trial till the end of June. So there are many different programs that Study Island offers. Click into Social Studies, the same thing. Math. There's Pennsylvania programs and national programs. So there's study guides for college. There's AP coursework reviews in each of these areas. This is the biology tab, or the science tab actually. So you see study guides and AP options. They have a college readiness tab, which allows students to access practice for the SAT, ACT, AP exams, again, study guides for college and college admission tips. A study skills tab, career planning, and they also have more subjects available. What we're going to focus on, because in the future this is most likely the key program we'll offer, is the Keystone preparation options. These options are available in biology and algebra in addition to the literature. So when you click into the PA English Lit Keystones tab, this is the screen that pops up. You have topics that are numbered, basic topics that encompass multiple subtopics. Synonyms and antonyms and the vocabulary, affixes and roots, etc. You're not able to access any of the subtopics unless you take a pretest. And the way you access a pretest is you roll up to the top of the page and you click this Start Studying button. So in this area, you're going to be able to access a practice mode, classroom response systems. You can print worksheets. You can also go into a game mode. But what you'd want to do is select a number of questions for your pretest. Questions range from 1 all the way up to 30. The purpose of a pretest is to familiarize students with question stems. So this is not used as a diagnostic tool. It will not tell you your strengths and your weaknesses. You can get those from number 1, knowing yourself, number 2, asking a teacher, number 3, standardized test data such as the classroom diagnostic tools or the CDT. So for that reason, I'd recommend a 5-question pretest just because you're not going to get any data of what your strengths and your weaknesses are. You just get a feel for what the questions are like. So once you take your pretest, now accessible are the subtopics. All right, so these links are going to be active. And at this point, you should, again, understand where you are struggling. And if you don't know, you can ask a teacher or use that CDT data to pop into an area where you can access practice lessons. So if I knew that synonyms and antonyms was not a strength of mine, and actually I couldn't even remember what synonyms and antonyms are, I could click on this lesson link, and opening a new window would be a lesson I could read through on synonyms and antonyms, and then they'd also provide me with some examples. If I felt I still needed some help, these little cards here, Study Island provides, is sort of like an embedded Quizlet. So if you wanted to print flashcards or use interactive flashcards, you can change your number. You click this interactive flashcards option and study. So that is a nice feature of Study Island as well. So I've reviewed what synonyms and antonyms are through a lesson and some flashcards, and so what I would do is I would click into the lesson. And here I get the same options. I can choose my number of questions in my practice mode. Click Next. So it would give you a reading with some underlined words and then ask you to define words in a context. If you want to close out of a study session, you'd click End Study Session and click OK. It will tell you what you did in that study session, and then you can return to the main screen. And what would populate here is how many questions you got right out of how many questions you attempted. In order for you to have a passing goal, you have to attempt at least 10 questions and score at least a 70%. And once you do that, what's going to populate here is a grade. And if you scroll down, here is the grading key. And these grades only approximately match state performance levels. So you can see that if you're advanced or proficient, you'd be finished with that section. If you score a basic or a below basic, it would allow you to answer more questions on a given topic until you hit proficiency. So that concludes this small tutorial on Study Island, signing in, and the basic features. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me. My information is located on the LibGuide. It's Frances, frances.misener@rtsd.org. I will be sure to attach printable directions to the LibGuide. So if you do not have time to go through this tutorial multiple times, you can print out directions to access Study Island. Thank you.